Okay.
Correct.
Now, where does the father, my question for you is, where does the man come in? Where does the father or the man come into this picture? The black man or any man?
All right. Now, regards to the father is a social construct that has
What?
nothing to do with nature. So somebody made up this whole father aspect.
You hear this? Now, this is coming from somebody who didn't have one, guaranteed you that. Because if you're trying to downplay something as important as a father, you don't see the importance of it because somebody told you not to. This man just said a father is a social construct. Guess what? So is money. No. Let me be quite literal with you. Money is a social construct. Literally, they made it up. They literally made it up. But is it important? Go ahead. Go off.
Man is something totally different. You grow into the man, but we go through stages in life to get to a man. So in regards to me, I had to go from a embryo, you know what I'm saying, to an infant, to a toddler, teenager, young adult, and then I graduated into a man.
No, you graduated into a father. You said all of that, but he's asking you about a father. Okay, you graduated to a man. You could be that without being a father. It's something totally different.
So when we're talking about those two terms, you know, you got to go to get to a man. And then when you're talking about a father, there's nowhere that there's a father in nature. So a
No, there's nowhere there's a father in your life. So you're not pulling from no example at all.
father would be unnatural. That's just something to compete with the woman.
You hear this goofy shit? A father is unnatural. That's just something to compete with a woman. Compete with a woman? Like, who would even say anything like that? What are you talking about? Who told him this? That's goofy.
Okay, so you're saying that the father is unnatural, but the woman is natural.
Correct.
Do I have that correct? And you're
Correct,
saying
correct.
the reason why, you really didn't give a reason why the father would be unnatural. So what's your
Because he's goofy. He don't got no reason.
reasoning that the father is unnatural? Explain, give me some logic, however you could,
Right.
you know,
The logic
put it
was
together.
the logic was nature. I said that there was not a father found in nature. There's nowhere in nature that you can find a father. You have a
Okay,
male.
well,
So at the end of the day, there's no father. Father is a social construct.
So is money. There's nowhere in nature you could find money. They don't have money in nature because it was made up. It's a social construct. But we all see the input. Never mind. Just go ahead.
That's something to put itself into existence to be opposite of the mother. But there's no such thing really as a father. I'm
can you
just,
can you explain how the father is a social construct?
it's a social construct due to the fact is you're talking about a label that's being placed on a man being a father. Can you be a father at 12 years old?
I mean, I think
That's a hypothetical question. Maybe you can. I think you can.
I had when I was 12 years old, man. So
Okay, so
you
you have
could
not.
you could be a father when you're 12 years old. You could have definitely planted your seed in something. Yes.
Are you a groomer? Because let's ask you want to ask the question about women? Because I'm gonna call you a groomer if you do.
Let's just go with, do you think there's any differences between men and women?
It's kind of like you're trying to be condescending to the point where you have no comprehension. You don't have no comprehension in what I'm saying to you in a response to the point.
Listen, and I'm gonna be real with y'all, and I do this very well. No, I'm dead serious. I don't comprehend what he's saying because he's not explaining it. And Cooley asked him to explain it, and he's not explaining it. I don't know what he's trying to say. What is he trying to say about the father? He hasn't explained it.
Where you can't fathom it.
No.
What do you mean? I don't
No.
understand what you. Then
It's
you go
funny
to the
that
next
he said that because he's being serious. He not just saying that because I'm not just saying that. He really trying to understand what he's saying.
question after you sit there and tell me that you didn't understand. Like
No, no,
come
no,
on,
not
bro. Like we gonna turn
understand.
this into. Is this some
Not
type of
understand.
entertainment or something?
It's about to be. It's about to be if you don't answer this question.
Said, well, that, because the father is, not from nature. And I want you to explain, how isn't the father not from nature?
Can you just explain it? Use your words. We got to talk to you like you're 3. Use your words.
That's what I want you to do. I want you to explain how it's a social construct and it's not from nature. Because here's what I'll tell you. Nothing grows unless a seed is planted. Nothing grows on this planet unless a seed is planted.
See, my first example would have been money. Let's just go straight there. You want to play stupid? I'm play stupid with you. Money. That would have been my example, but this one's good too, I guess.
And every man holds the seed in them. Every man holds the seed of life form. Life form in us. In your sack, if you have enough testosterone, but I know in my sack, I got at least 80 million of them little niggas moving around in there. You know what I'm saying? Most men do with a good amount of testosterone. So therefore we have seed and the life.
And this is just the basics that you learn in like what, 4th, 5th grade?
Form starts there. You won't have a plant if you don't plant a seed first. So you saying that a father is a social construct is a lie is what I'm saying.
It's not true. It's some bullshit. Like what you like, you're talking about a man, but if that man has a kid, what is he? Don't call it just a social construct. It's not a social construct. It's actually a life process. Even in nature, when something is birthed, it has to be birthed a certain way.
Get to the dispute.
And we shouldn't have to talk about this as adults. We should all know this.
The point that the father doesn't hold the seed. So we plant the seed in a woman and then life grows from that. Women bring about life. The life form is actually in a man. So explain to me again how the father is a social construct when the father holds the seed and a woman holds nothing.
He heard this from someone else. He can't tell you.
But eggs, she's waiting for a seed.
Okay.
You sound, you don't make sense, man. Let me hear you.
You haven't given me a chance to make sense.
Are you serious? Are you serious? You haven't given me a chance to make sense. First of all, don't be this guy. Don't ever need a chance before you make sense. I shouldn't have to give you a chance to make sense when I done asked you a question and gave you a chance to answer it. Then when you answered it, I gave you a chance to clarify that answer. So how I ain't gave you a chance to make sense? You shouldn't even need that chance. You should just start off making sense. I should never have to give you a chance to make sense. You should just make sense. We should just be making sense together. Like, what are you doing? Like, make some sense. Like, I shouldn't have to make you a chance. Like, you need another chance to make some sense? No, just make sense the first time.
You're wrong.
No, he's not.
And you're wrong in the way to sit there and say that the sperm is a seed.
Wait a minute.
How could you have seeds running up and through your body? That makes no sense. A seed
Is he serious?
is not a fucking tadpole with a tail. That's not a seed. So
It actually is. What is he saying? What is he talking about? Is he serious? He can't be.
in regards to it, you're wrong. Now, if you're talking about an apple seed or
Explain
orange
how
seed,
I'm wrong, though.
listen, an avocado seed or whatever the case may be, now we can get into the comparison on how the woman gives the man the whole body, the construct, the brain, the lungs, the face, the skin. She's creating a child within a womb. So she gives him the penis too. Did you forget that she gave him
Incorrect.
She gave him the penis too. He skipped this part of school, clearly. Because the gender comes from the... Is this guy serious?
the sperm? So
Can
in
you
regards
explain
to
in
it,
a scientific way, from a biological way, how doesn't a man hold the seed in the life form? You're just speaking, but I need you to peel back the layer to things and give facts. This podcast is called No Fugazi. So if I'm speaking, I'm always going to speak with facts. So here's a fact for you.
This podcast is called Dr. Real. We gonna keep it real up in here. So, like, what is he talking about?
Woman doesn't determine the sex of the baby. She has an X chromosome. The man holds the X and the Y chromosome, right? So here's science, right? So when a man has sex with a woman, he dictates the sex of the baby. So you just said, where do you get a penis from? Where do you get this from? Where do you get that from? You get that from the man, since the man determines the sex of the baby. Do you get it? Women only hold the X chromosome. Men hold the X and a Y. That's scientifically facts that proves that what you just said is nonsense.
And everybody knows that. Like, I don't know what he's even talking about to say what he had just said.
So you should be thanking your father, because your father truly created you.
So put some respect on his name instead of just living like you never knew him. blatantly.
Anything for that, man? Scientifically, can you dispute what I said?
Absolutely not. You know he can't. Everybody knows he can't.
You sound uneducated, like to the point
Oh
where
my God. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to being a man on the internet. He sounds unmanly. See, because what I mean by that is when you are a guy on the internet, all you do is what COOLEY did. He's actually stating a scientific fact of life because this guy was wrong. And because he didn't want to be wrong or know how to be wrong, he goes to throwing an insult. And this is what a lot of women do on the internet. We just talked about it earlier on that post about grooming. You couldn't even agree with her because she didn't want to hear about the 34-year-old women being fucked up. So since I brung that part up, now I'm a sicko too. That's what women do. This is where we learn this shit from. And this is what a lot of men are. But when women complain about this shit, but you won't talk about where it came from, the root cause of it. It's because he ain't had no men in his life. It's a big fact. That's why he's saying the shit he's saying about men.
this is so level of surface to the point.
God dang,
How
man.
could you?
Okay,
How could you
educate
sit
me.
here? I'm just asking you, like, how could you
Educate
sit
me.
here and tell me
I'm
that
fine.
my father gave me what all males are females before they turn into a male based off the decision of the mother. Every male can look at their actual
Oh my God. First of all, go ahead.
scrotum sac and see a line from the bottom of their scrotum sac to the tip of their penis. All male. That means you were sold up. Your testicles are nothing but your ovaries. Your penis is nothing but an elongated clitoris. At the end of the day, you're nothing but an inside out female. I'm sorry that this man has never been told that, and he doesn't understand that he was made in the likeness and the image of his mother. I'm sorry that before anybody ever taught him.
Where does this get him in life? That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, you don't even want to represent being a man. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Women don't want to. You may think this shit sounds good to them, but they want you to be a man, not an inside out female, stupid. This the shit that they complain about with men. Men ain't real men. You're an inside out female. That's sassy. Get it? So the shit you're saying, women are against, fool. And the reason why is because it's wrong. Be a goddamn man. They'll side with the black woman God part because that sounds like a compliment to them. But they don't want this shit you're talking about because it's sassy and it's not manly. You can't lead as an inside out ass female. They don't want that. Fuck you talking about?
Anything, his mother was there. Your mother is literally the only thing that you know in life. You don't even know if that's your father.
Wow. Wow. Projecting his insecurities there. That man is projecting his insecurities. That man said your mother is the only thing you know in life. Wow. Wow. Didn't he just disrespect your dad? You listening to this? Wow. Like, what? There we have it. Projecting his insecurities and lifestyle.
But your mother knows if it's your father or not. You know everything.
Hey, Maury, has he ever watched a Maury? You can't make this up. What was it, Marisol? Ask Marisol if she know who the damn baby daddy is. Shut up, man. What is this dude talking about?
About your mother because that's where you came from. That's your first home. That's your first origin. The black woman has always.
Absolutely. Now you speaking on something. Like, yes, that's their first home because she's the bearer of a life. Like, you grew through her, but the seed came from the dad. Like, so you're saying something factual for about the first factual thing you done said.
He's been considered God even before the patriarch took over and started to actually make a male God. But it was never a male that was being God. It was always the woman. In Islam, it was the woman. In the Catholic Church, it was the woman. In ancient Egypt, it was the woman. In Samaria, Mesopotamia, Babylon, it was the woman. Phoenicia, it was the woman. Chaldea was the woman. But if he doesn't know that, that means he's not reading. And I'm telling you, I'm trying to respond to the man, even to the point where if a woman is making up your whole total makeup and she's using her menstrual blood to do it within her womb, that's why you women don't bleed for 9 months. You literally coagulate a child in your womb. What does the man have to do with it? Is the man shooting blood in you, woman, or is he literally giving you his DNA via his sperm? So when you're actually making this baby in your womb, you're using your blood.
You just said, you just contradicted yourself by saying that. Yes, he's giving you his DNA by his sperm, and that's what you tried to just say didn't happen or doesn't happen. You're weird, though.
That's why you don't bleed for 9 months. When that baby comes out, that is a product of its mother. So the baby literally develops through life. As the baby develops through life, we get to puberty. That's when our body chemically starts to actually make the sperm in our body. But it came from our mother. Everything comes from your mother. You get it from your mother. Your mother is your God. Your father is not your God. The sperm in his body comes from his mother. Where do you think we got our body from? You didn't make this. You don't have nothing to do with your face. You don't have nothing to do with your head and none of that. Your mama gave that to you.
Sperm is produced. You are. I want to know where he went to. Forget who raised him. We know who raised him. Who taught him?
Birthed you. How could you sit there and say that she's not your God? Your mother was God before you was taught about God. Somebody had to tell you about God in order for you to believe them. Now in your mind, that's God. But what if your mother knew she was God? She would teach you about God. How can a man be a God when he cannot?
My question is, what did your father teach you? This is what happens where the Lux fans at. This is what happens when a father don't take the time. He's a lost nigga. I'm changing this to lost nigga.
Produce life. A man cannot sustain life. He does not have breast milk.
Got you. You done or are you still going?
No, go ahead.
He's promoting the deadbeats for all you women. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, it sound good to say, oh, black women is God. Well, but he promoting deadbeats. Because what the fuck you need to get that for? What the fuck you need the father for? He's just sperm, right? Your sperm donor, all this shit, how you say it negative? No, say it as positive. That's all you needed, right? Because you're everything, right? No, you know that man, don't listen to him. Anybody married should hear this and just be like, this nigga's a clown.
Man, you know what I'm saying? I'm respectful. So if you want to go and respond, you can go.
Okay. So, I mean, everything you said was just nonsense. It didn't make any sense.
Absolute, complete nonsense. And he's not saying that as an insult. He's saying it because everything you said, except other than your mom is the first home, is some complete and utter nonsense. He's not saying it to insult you like you said, you sound uneducated. No, everything you're saying is some nonsense because it literally is. Not as an insult, as a literal fact. You're talking garbage. Everything you're saying is not true factually. We can prove it with a science book.
It didn't correlate to anything. And 1 + 1 didn't add up.
All the part.
You didn't have any rebuttal to it. You just started speaking nonsense. But let me ask you a question.
I have to force myself to speak because you won't allow me to.
Does 1 + 1 equal 2?
Question.
Oh, now you can't even talk. You have to force yourself to speak because he won't allow you to, even though he's allowing you to. He's not cutting you off or anything. He's asking you questions. But now, and you're talking, but then you're not, he hasn't given you a chance to make sense. Now you have to force yourself to speak. You're such a victim.
Does 1 + 1 equal 2?
No, one and one come together, they merge. That's one, right? Think about it. Right?
Goddamn.
When one and one come together, they merge.
Point. The nigga don't.
At this point, I should cut the video off. I should cut this video off. And play the video of the video that I got with the little white girl and the school. I should cut this off. I should be done right here. At this point, you're just a glutton for punishment and stupidity if you continue. If you watch this video, if I continue, press play. So I'm rolling up now. I need to roll up after that one. 1 and 1, they merge. So science doesn't exist to him, and neither does math. Because if that's the case, every number merges. Every number that's the same as the other number just merges. 10 and 10 is 10, it merges. 20 and 20 is 20, it merges. A million and a million is just a million, it merges. Just like money is a social construct. See, he don't understand this because he thinks a father is a social construct, and so is money. So he don't understand the concept of money because he don't understand the concept of a father, and that's the reason why he said what he just said. So it makes perfect sense, honestly. Like in a parallel universe, what he said actually makes some sense. But for this conversation, it's something utterly goofy and ridiculous.
Know
Right.
what one
One
plus
and
one
one
equals?
merge, right?
He said that
One
one
and
and one
one, put it
merges.
together, they merge. One, right? If I
Oh,
come
god
together with a
dang.
woman, don't I go into that woman? Don't me
All
and that
right.
woman go into each other? Now we one. I got my dick, I am one. At the end of the day, what you
So you
mean?
gotta
One plus
watch
one
on your
equals
This guy want to word play with the masters, but it ain't even gonna go your way at all because you don't even get a battle. Like you just not good enough to even get the challenge. You want to word play with the masters, but you just can't even get the opportunity.
left
two.
hand. You gotta watch on your left hand. If
Right.
you put another watch on your left hand, will you have one watches or two watch?
They're on the same hand. It's just one watch if they put together. If you leave, they merge.
Imagine this guy leading you. This is what I'm saying, ladies. So you could think he's on your side saying this black woman is God shit, but look at him as a man. That's some goofy shit. This is the type of nigga that will argue with you about some shit when he's wrong and start just trying to be goofy. Women don't want this type of shit. This is some goofy ass, sissy-fied, sassy shit.
Merge together. You see what I'm
Uh,
talking about? You want
No.
me to
if
have
you
two?
put the watch on a different hand, would you have two watches on you?
I don't know. If you take a man wig off, then would you have be bald headed? I don't know, bro. We all
Nah,
got
you can't answer the direct question because your stupid little logic became faulty when he put the watch on the other hand. Now you want to just, if you have a man with, like, what are you saying? You can't even have conversations with dudes like this.
questions that they ask him. How many shit? I mean, what you want to do? I don't
What?
know, bro.
I'm
Is we on
curious.
this build? Are we on this build or what? What we gonna do, bro?
This is
What
what
we
we're gonna
gonna
do
do?
because I'm actually
How can
curious.
we
Because the
build?
last
Mm.
people I had on here, I had four other people that had your same points of view, right? And now let's change up the dialogue a little bit because I'm curious of knowing. I believe that you let me know if you don't believe that 1 + 1 = 2, but let me know if this makes sense to you, and see if we can come to agreement on
Yes, he does. He's just being goofy. Ain't nobody about to play that game with him.
something. That's what I want to get here. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. Influence creates thinking. Thinking creates behavior. Would you say that that's true?
Makes sense.
Okay, cool. I want to.
Yep. And for the problem is that we have social influence. So we have social media and people are influenced by some dumbass shit instead of people like their parents. But some people don't even need to be influenced by their parents because their parents were influenced by some dumbass shit. And then even that in that case, sometimes that's men, gangs, and all type of other shit too. But so yeah, influence creates thinking, but people think some dumb shit because they were influenced by some dumb shit.
know this because I spoke with, you're the fifth person I had on the podcast now that believe that the black woman is God, right? So since we know that, and you just confirmed that influence creates thinking and thinking creates behavior, you have this, your mind frame of how you think. I want to know what
It-
influenced you to think this way.
It's no.
Look at the title of the video. I already answered the question before I even got this far in the video or knew he was gonna say any of this. It's in the title.
Knowing versus belief. Everybody believes in God. I know God. You see what I'm saying? Knowing is being able to have logic, evidence, and reason.
Well, here's the thing about it. Everybody doesn't even believe in God. So for those people, who do you think you know? Huh? Never mind. Don't even go there.
Know it, just like your past experiences. I know my mother. So before I learned how to talk, before I learned how to walk, before
I want you to I know that he's not gonna say I know my father because there's no way. So pay attention to that.
I had taught about my ABCs, before I was taught about anything, my mother was there. Somebody had to teach me, influence me, get me to think about a God that they wanted me to think about.
See, he doesn't, and see, this is for all the I don't need nobody, I don't need no man, women. He's not speaking from any experience from his father or what is his father instilled in him. He doesn't have a father. So he doesn't think about a father. You know what I'm saying? And for those that did have a father, think of all the stuff that your dad did for you and is for you. He never had any of that. So when women say they don't need a man for nothing, think about your dad and think about how crazy it would have been for him to not have been in your life. And you'll end up like this nigga right here.
But prior to that, my mother was my creator. So when you look at it,
in single and guys with grew up with a mom's defense with common sense defense, COOLEY didn't have a dad either. But obviously he was smart enough to understand getting male common sense from somewhere. Like he learned how to be a man from somewhere. He watched something. This guy was just trying to be an inside out female and never learned how to be a man. That's why he can't even have a normal conversation. He's trying to move the goalposts of 1 + 1 being 2. Like that's how far he is off of logic.
my mother was a black woman, and all black women are the manifestation of Mother Nature. I don't give a fuck about a book in which you read, bro. Go to nature and look at it. That is the supreme map of things. Everything
Clarence,
in nature
one
is telling
second.
you
Clarence, I seen that you
exactly like I said, he went from his mother to nature. He didn't say nothing about the dad because he doesn't know nothing about the dad. And that's the reason why he's talking this shit right here.
You don't have to stop me, bro. You don't have to stop me every
someone
fucking
came
30
in the
seconds.
chat. Clarence, I
You
see you
don't
coming
have
in
to
here.
stop
Give it
me
2
every 30
seconds.
seconds,
I'll
bro.
add you
30
in after I
seconds.
have this discussion with him.
I get
Once
30
again,
seconds to speak, like every
listen,
single
man,
time.
it's a
Is that what you
podcast,
feel?
and I had
You're
someone trying to
intimidated.
join the live stream.
Oh my God! Now he's intimidated by you. Is it your success? What are you talking about? And he didn't even cut you off. You said what you had to say, and it was some goofy stuff.
You're intimidated, bro.
No,
That's
I
all
had
it
someone
is.
trying
You're
to join the live
intimidated.
stream.
You don't want to know. You do this for content.
Intimidated?
At the end of you're intimidated. It's got to be.
Come
if
on,
I can
man.
sit there and listen to you and you can't listen to me.
I mean, listen,
you told
bro,
us about a pregnant male rat. You told us the science
I
brought
do
about a
debates with
pregnant
men
male
in
rat.
person. You could come here in person. No one's intimidated, bro. No one's.
You gotta be.
No
It's
one
gotta
feels
be
like
something.
that.
Then
You could
why
have this
won't you let
discussion
me
in
speak
person
the whole
same way I'm
podcast?
conveying myself with you.
You've been talking the whole podcast.
Over here, it'll be
The
in
whole
person, and actually,
podcast,
it'll
bro.
be more intense.
Listen, y'all.
We said that influence creates thinking, thinking creates behavior. You think that the black woman is God. I want to know what influenced you.
Looking for God.
Okay. Explain, elaborate. What did you find that made you really think that the black woman is God?
My mother was in my face the whole time. She was in my face the whole time. And I didn't realize that was God. So they told me that my mother, everything was outside of me. They told me that everything else was my mother. Everything else is God but your mother. And then you look at why they oppress every woman in religion. Christianity, their God says it's okay to rape a woman, defile a woman. Islam, they say it's okay to rape a woman. Allah is literally a lot. So they literally define everything in women. It's all about women oppression and for women not to realize that they are the true creators. That's why the patriarch took over. The patriarch literally took over the matriarch. The matriarch had always been in rulership. That's why they studied the goddess Hathor. They literally was with the queen of heaven in Jeremiah 44. They spoke about the goddess everywhere.
The matriarchy was in rulership where?
Tuarat was the first deity that was ever worshipped. See, like I said, I get 30 seconds.
Oh no,
so
you explained
really
it. Now I have another
guy. So like you talking about being intimidated. He didn't even cut you off. He said, "I got you," and you were still talking. But instead of you, and this is what I said before. This is a good lesson for people. Sometimes you break the conversation when it comes to podcasts and panels. Sometimes when it's discussions like this, you break the conversation by saying you're cutting me off or whatever. Just like in this example, I'm about to run it right back. I'm about to show you what actually just happened. Instead of him getting cut off, what actually happened. All he said was gotcha. He still could have kept talking, but instead he cut himself off to say, you won't let me talk. But he was talking. So how are you using your words to say you won't let me talk instead of just talking? It's weird.
In Jeremiah 44, they spoke about the goddess everywhere. Tuarat was the first deity that was ever worshipped. See, like I said, I get 30 seconds.
Oh no,
he didn't even have to. He could have kept talking. He said he had another question. Finish your statement and then say, "What's your next question?" But you're just don't know how to communicate with men because you didn't grow up in a home with one to talk to one.
You explained really it. Now I have another question for you.
So I'm saying I wasn't done.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. Let me know how long I'll get. I mean, you just stopped me. You're gonna keep doing it, so go ahead.
I mean,
it didn't stop you.
You okay. Explained all the way down to how it went.
Bro. Go ahead, bro.
So, and also, I'll just give you the rules of the podcast. So get used to it. So guess what? This is called order, right? Men create order. This is my platform, so there's a hierarchy to things. It's my rules, so if I set the rules and you follow the rules, right? When you have your own...
He's not used to listening to men. He's used to just being goofy on his own.
Podcast and you invite me on, you set the rules and I follow those rules. Life is in hierarchy. So I have a question for you. So you just said that the matriarchy... I have a question.
You were already talking, but you didn't want to talk. So since you didn't want to follow structure, it's having to be given to you.
For you, listen. You just said that
had a question for me.
You just said that the matriarchy was taken over by the patriarchy. How can if the matriarchy is natural, right? It's a natural way of life. It's nature, right? You said the father doesn't come from nature, but the woman does come from nature. If that's the case, if the woman was first, you say that the woman is first. My question is, if the woman came first and you think the black woman is God, why is it that she's always being taken over by a man? Wouldn't you think? You just said that the patriarchy always takes over the matriarchy.
I'll let you finish.
You should let him finish before. Don't say what you about to say, because if you gonna say who said she was taking over, you did. You said the patriarchy took over the matriarchy, and women say it all the time. Like, what? Don't say what you about to say. If that's what you about to say, don't even say it. Just let him finish and think of something better to respond to instead of you better listen to understand instead of respond. If you about to say what I think you about to say, because that's some goofy shit. I know you're not about to say that. My bad.
I can speak. Go ahead.
That's my question. You just said that the patriarchy always takes over the matriarchy. How can you say and even think logically that the woman came first if she's not strong enough to defend for herself? Answer it now.
See, this is an edit. I damn near want to go see the whole video just to see how he answered that one question, because you said, I know what I said, but what you said was a complete contradiction to what you was about to say. It seemed like you was about to say. So maybe you lucky that he cut you off out of that one. She was about to get yourself in some deep shit with me.
Well, I'll calm down a little bit. Now, let me answer.
Answer the question instead of trying to tell people how to talk. Answer the damn question right now.
As to the patriarchy taking over the matriarchy, it had nothing to do with strength. You have to understand that's brute strength. So what it was the son turned against his mother. The son literally turned against his mother. So instead of being a protector, the son became the predator. And then Christianity and all of these other religions were created to teach men that they were higher than women. How do you think the oppression started, woman?
Okay. All right, listen. And maybe they cut that part out of the conversation. But I didn't say it had anything to do with strength. It had something to do with you're saying that these people were the gods in the earth. Like, how could you allow someone to take over when you're God? So Christianity and all these other things shouldn't even allow God to be overthrown by something lesser than God. You want to know what I think? I think that what you're talking about is a social construct.
They needed religious context to literally turn your man against you. You can look through all the religions.
Did you ever?
So they needed religious context to turn your man against you, but your whole premise is that the woman is God. That's never mind.
Think that the woman, that the man is just stronger than a woman? Do you ever just think that the man is just stronger than a woman and more superior than a woman?
He's a bitch, nigga. Did
you ever think that?
No, he's a bitch because you don't know how to have a conversation. Like, you're saying all the shit you saying, but you could have finished talking.
Say that to my face, man. You welcome here. I have you on. I have you on.
Where you at,
I have you on, bro.
Smash the shit out your
Listen, actually, here's what I'll do for you, because I've been waiting for some.
You a bitch. And this is the shit that women see what I'm saying. when women talk about all these black men on podcasts, who would you really not want to be in the woods with? The emotional guy who's name calling and calling people a bitch? Or what? Because he's the one on your side. Women, these guys, women is God. He's on your side, right? No, he's not. He's the violent one that wants to fight. I'll smash your pussy ass. This is the person that's going to end up getting mad at you. And you know he ain't gonna understand that he's wrong the way he tried to move the goalposts with the damn 1 + 1 = 1 shit. So you know he's an illogical man that results to violence when he gets upset. This is the guy you want to be in the bear with the bear instead of, you know where you'd rather be.
Like you.
Yeah, I'm right here.
I'll send you out here.
You's a bitch.
I'll send you out here, right? I'll send you out here.
What you giddy now?
I'll pay for your ticket to come out here. I'll pay for your ticket to come out here, and we can.
Now he gay. You just said all this shit you said, and him telling you he'll send you out to his podcast. Now he's gay because he runs a show where people come on and guests can come on his show. Now he got to be gay because you talking shit and he's invited you onto the podcast. He gay now? That's crazy. Are you projecting?
Do this debate live in person, and I guarantee you won't have that energy in person. I guarantee you it. I had another man talk crazy just like you, but in person he wasn't speaking that crazy. It was a entirely different story.
Bro, you can tell everybody in the room can see you a bitch, man.
Everybody in the room can see you an emotional weirdo that don't know how to have a regular conversation with a man because you never knew any.
Okay, man. Now you're making ad hominems. No one made ad hominems about you. This nigga looking like a fake Drake over here, man. This nigga looking sweet as cheese. How you over here trying to act hard when you get your eyebrows done every day? This nigga looking sweet. This nigga sweet as pie with that little chain on.
See, like this is like now. See, this is what I'm saying. Like you threw all these insults. Now it's time to roast. Like, okay, I tried to talk to you. I tried to be cool, but since you want to go here, all right, now we roasted. Don't come out emotional and try to just throw insults just for no reason. Now, Cooley's throwing insults because he was insulted over and over, got called gay, got told to get his ass whooped, all this shit. So now, okay, you whoop my ass and I'm gay. All right, now I'm roasting you. Eyebrows, chain, Drake, all of it. Now we roasting. See the difference? See the difference in how you handle yourself? It's still, you know what I'm saying? You don't just get emotional and provoked. It's like, okay, I'm defending myself now. You know what I'm saying?
Nigga squinching his eyes. Nigga, what's in your eye? Why you keep squinching your eyes like that? Trying to have the light skin look. Yeah. Come on, bro. Calm down with all that. Nigga, let's have a regular discussion. You making that hominim a text. I ain't make none on you. You made them first. So we can either finish this debate.
Nah, he a white boy. First he was gay, and now he's a white boy. Yo, you a white boy.
Dude, the whole white boy, bro.
This guy said a white boy. Just because you can't articulate yourself. Just because you can't articulate yourself.
What the fuck is you talking about?
Doesn't mean that I'm a white boy.
You like Drake a little bit. You like Drake a lot. Matter of fact, now I think about it. You like every light-skinned nigga. You look like Joe Buttons. You look like John B. You look like Jason Tatum. You look like every light-skinned nigga. Just to be honest with you. I mean, since you want to go there, like Chris Brown, like every light-skinned nigga.
That don't mean that, nigga.
All the light-skinned niggas, you look like all of them. Like anyone you could think of, you look at him.
Chat is clowning you right now, but why doesn't a matriarchy?
The matriarchy will always be in existence. It's just been hijacked by the patriarchy. You wouldn't still produce us.
How
can you
can
just chill
men,
for a minute? Can you give me a little bit so I can talk to people to get them to understand where I'm coming from?
No. It ain't going like that. That isn't how this goes, bro. Because you're not answering questions, bro.
I'm tired of your questions. Just let me speak.
Listen, man, if you're tired of the questions, then you can hop off the stream, bro. You're just speaking nonsense right now.
Frustrated. Like I said, you're intimidated. For you not
stop saying that.
To let me talk, but I'm over here.
Nigga, you look like a broke Drake, nigga. Who intimidated?
Because you're not answering a direct question. That's why he cut you off. That time he really did cut him off. And he gave the reason why, like, yo, you're not answering the question.
But you said that. You said that already.
No one said broke. Already. That was different. Yeah, okay. See, you can't listen. You don't have good active listening skills, buddy. Shit, you don't have good active listening skills. Low IQ.
It's the same thing. Fake Drake, broke Drake. It's the same thing. Fake Drake is broke to me. So when I hear fake Drake, I'm thinking broke. like, you know, you're fake. You're a fake version of Drake, so you're broke. So it's the same thing to me. So like literally it's different, but if you have a comical brain, it's actually the same thing.
Man wig going.
Low
You got a
IQ,
man
man.
wig going, and you talking about Drake, man.
This nigga said
Like,
a man
fucking
wig,
look at
bro.
you.
My hair
I
is
don't know
just
what the
long,
fuck.
man. It's just
Okay,
long.
well,
It's, I
line
have
that
good
shit
hair,
up.
bro.
Mind your shit up.
Yeah,
Mind your
it's
shit
all
up. You
good.
see
Oh my goodness.
that shit?
Look at your
Whack ass
headline,
shit.
buddy.
You sitting there, look at it. It's lined
Look,
up, nigga.
now,
What the
your
fuck is
junk
wrong
is
with your
crooked.
shit?
Your junk leaning over here, bruh.
All right, bro.
Your junk,
All right.
your junk
Okay,
tilted.
that's what we getting into.
Anyways, so
Intimidation.
We've been at this.
like I
At its
said, there's a
finest.
hierarchy.
You
You started
don't
the
want
ad
me to
hominems.
talk.
I
You don't
didn't
want me to
start the ad
speak. You don't
hominems.
want me to speak.
But here's
I
what
don't want you to say dumb shit. You could talk, but just don't say no silly shit. And then if you get asked a question, answer that directly before you get into your silly shit. If you is gonna do some silly shit, at least segue it with some sense.
it is. It's a hierarchy to things. So if you don't want to follow the orders, you can hop
You
off the
don't
stream
want
or I'll
nobody
kick you
to
off the
talk,
stream.
though. I don't understand. Man, you's a bitch anyway, nigga. You didn't want to do nothing anyway. You got your ass murdered over here. You got your ass murdered over here.
I
You
mean,
can't fuck with
you
me,
believe
so
that
you
1 +
upset.
1
You
doesn't
This guy, it really thinks he's being logical to where he's winning this debate. It's no way in hell.
equal 2.
You call it whatever.
And
You
I
asking
already
the
said
fucking
we
questions.
could have this live stream
You
in
asking the
person.
conversation. Man,
And
Drake,
I
man,
trust
come
you
on,
in
man. You's a
person.
clown. You's a
You wouldn't
clown.
have this energy.
Bro,
I'll
I would
literally
beat
fly
the
you
fuck
out.
out you, man. Y'all
I'll
beat
come
the
out.
fuck out you, bro. I'm
I'll
not
bring
no
you out
Diddy,
here, bro.
I'm not your little
Listen,
boy. I'm not
I'll
your little
bring
toy.
you out here.
Sound like one.
You're talking.
I'll bring
You're
you out
just
here.
talking. We're talking
Do you take
on
my
a fucking
offer?
platform.
I actually
We're
offer you.
having
So
a
this what
conversation
men
as a
do.
debate, and
This
you
what men do.
scared.
Because
You
let's
scared.
If we're just having a conversation as a debate, why are you talking about somebody's intimidated, somebody's gay, somebody's a bitch? That didn't say any of that stuff to you. It's just asking you questions.
Here's the rules. So I'm going to ask you
More
questions and then you're going to listen and you're going to answer these questions because you're just talking just to talk. Do you understand? So
Hey, you're a
question
scary
here.
little boy. You're a scary
Question,
little boy,
cool,
man.
man.
That's
You
all
still
it is.
talking,
You're
bro.
a scary little boy,
Question
man.
here.
I'm from
How
Chicago,
can
puss ass nigga.
you
talking
still
about
didn't?
flying out a
This
nigga
still.
and fighting. He's talking about flying me out and trying to box
Listen,
and have a
my
debate.
finances is
What's
good.
wrong with dudes,
My
man?
finances is good.
What the fuck wrong with you throwing insults over the internet if you're from the Chi?
I've been waiting
What's
for
wrong
somebody
with him?
like you that's talking
We
spicy.
debate.
This is what I do.
I told you use a.
This is the internet. This is the internet version of toughness. If you want to talk shit over the internet, I will send you to come say it to my face. That's being tough over the internet. That's actually standing on. That's the internet version of standing on business. Fuck it. Since you want to argue over the internet, you got to know the internet rules of toughness. That's how you hold somebody over the internet. Like, yo, nigga, I'll fly your ass out. And when you have a show and a podcast where you make money off views and people, like it'll be entertainment for me and an ass whooping for you. And I'll pay you. I'll get the money back off you. And even if the fight or whatever doesn't happen on camera, I'll get the view money talking about the fight. So I'll fly you out.
Bitch,
This
man,
is what I do, man.
You's a bitch. You don't do shit. You can tell you a white boy.
Well,
You a little white boy that likes to play. You
I
like
see
to
that
do
you
this
ain't
little
want my
jokey
offer, but
shit.
listen, homie had to go. He just talking to talk. He talking silly. Chat, this is what we happen when you talk to feminine men and emotional men. They get all soft. They can't have a good conversation, a good back and forth.